Hello and welcome to quiz class. Today we have 100 questions on general knowledge. So let's begin with question number 1. What chemical element has the lowest melting point? Hydrogen, helium, or nitrogen? Helium. What is the name of the treaty that ended the 30 Years' War in Europe? The Peace Treaty of Westphalia, the Treaty of Versailles, or the Congress of Vienna? The Peace Treaty of Westphalia. Who was the ancient philosopher who wrote The Republic, a work on justice and political theory? Aristotle, Socrates, or Plato? Plato. What is the name of the deepest known submarine sinkhole in the world located near Belize? The Mariana Trench, the Great Blue Hole, or Dean's Blue Hole? The Great Blue Hole. What is the primary dietary source of energy for a majority of the world's population? Rice, wheat, or corn? Rice. What Italian city is famous for its network of canals and bridges? Florence, Milan, or Venice? Venice. What is the name of the large constellation that contains the star Betelgeuse? Ursa Major, Cassiopeia, or Orion? Orion. Who is the mythical Greek hero who performed 12 enormous feats of strength and courage known as the Labors? Hercules, Achilles, or Perseus? Hercules. What is the name of the effect in physics where a fluid flowing past a cylinder flows in an oscillating pattern? The von Karman vortex, Reynolds number effect, or Bernoulli's principle? Von Karman vortex street. What is the name of the literary device that uses the repetition of the initial consonant sounds of words? Onomatopoeia, alliteration, or assonance? Alliteration. What type of plant is a Venus flytrap? A carnivorous plant, deciduous plant, or coniferous plant? Carnivorous plant. What is the name of the boundary around a black hole beyond which nothing can escape, not even light? Schwarzschild radius, accretion disk, or event horizon? Event horizon. What is the main ingredient in the traditional French dish ratatouille? Potatoes, carrots, or tomatoes? Tomatoes. What is the name of the currency used in Russia? Ruble, euro, or lira? Ruble. What is the name of the first artificial Earth satellite launched into space in 1957? Sputnik 1, Explorer 1, or Vanguard 1? Sputnik 1. What is the term used to describe the deliberate sinking of a ship by opening its sea valves to prevent capture? Keel hauling, ballasting, or scuttling? Scuttling. Who was the King of England during the American Revolution? King Edward III, King George III, or King Henry VIII? King George III. What is the name of the only active diamond mine in the United States? Crater of Diamonds, Kimberley Mine, or Ekati Diamond Mine? Crater of Diamonds. What is the name of the largest moon of Jupiter known for its subsurface ocean? Callisto, Ganymede, or Europa? Ganymede. What is the term for a wind that blows from the land towards the sea? Land breeze, sea breeze, or downwind? Land breeze. What is the term for the vertical columns on the periodic table of elements? Periods, groups, or rows? Groups. What is the term used to describe a network of computers that are compromised and controlled by a malicious actor? Blockchain, cloud network, or botnet? Botnet. What is the name of the most widely spoken constructed international auxiliary language? Volapük, Esperanto, or Klingon? Esperanto. What is the name of the legal doctrine that allows an individual to use reasonable force in self-defense even if retreat is possible? The Castle Doctrine, Stand Your Ground, or Justifiable Homicide? Stand your ground. What is the name of the process used to extract copper from its ore? Smelting, leaching, or froth flotation? Smelting. What is the term for a fixed point in a planet's orbit when it is farthest from the sun? Apogee, perihelion, or aphelion? Aphelion. What is the name of the woodwind instrument that appears similar to a clarinet but has a conical bore and produces a lower sound? Bassoon, oboe, or saxophone? Bassoon. What is the name of the first national park established in the U.S.? Yosemite, Yellowstone, or the Grand Canyon? Yellowstone. What is the term used to describe the glowing or lighting up of the night sky in polar regions caused by charged particles from the sun? Twilight, zodiacal light, or aurora? Aurora. What is the name of the psychological test used to measure and evaluate children's mental and emotional development at different stages? Stanford Binet test, Wechsler's intelligence scale for children, or Denver developmental screening test? Denver developmental screening test. What is the term for the movement in architecture and urban planning that emphasizes pedestrian-friendly cities? Brutalism, Art Deco, or New Urbanism? New Urbanism. What is the name of the agreement that provides the constitutional foundation of the European Union? The Treaty of Maastricht, the Treaty of Rome, or the Lisbon Treaty? The Treaty of Maastricht. What is the term for the type of cancer treatment that uses chemicals to kill fast-growing cells in the body? Radiotherapy, immunotherapy, or chemotherapy? Chemotherapy. What is the term for the condition where the body's immune system attacks its own tissues and organs? Autoimmune disease, immunodeficiency, or allergy? Autoimmune disease. What is a term for a large-scale sea wave caused by an underwater earthquake or volcanic eruption? Typhoon, tsunami, or cyclone? Tsunami. What is the name of the doctrine that asserted U.S. opposition to European colonialism in the Americas in the 19th century? Truman, Monroe, or Roosevelt Corollary? The Monroe Doctrine. What is the term for an alloy of iron and carbon that is typically used in construction and manufacturing of various tools? Steel, bronze, or brass? Steel. What is the name of the boundary between the Earth's crust and the underlying mantle? Lithosphere, Moho discontinuity, or asthenosphere? Moho discontinuity. What is the term for a stone tool with a long blade used by prehistoric humans? Microlith, chopper, or hand axe? Hand axe. Question 40. What is the name of the legislative body of the United Kingdom? Congress, Senate, or Parliament? Parliament. What is the term for the division of the back part of a stage in theater from which background sounds are produced? Backstage, green room, or wings? Backstage. What is the name of the chemical element with a symbol He and atomic number 2? Helium, hydrogen, or neon? Helium. What is the term for the study of hereditary improvement of the human race by controlled selective breeding? Genetics, genomics, or eugenics? Eugenics. What is the term for the mechanical device used especially in training for rotating spacecraft, airplanes, and pilots? Accelerometer, gyroscope, or simulator? Gyroscope. What is the term for the state of loss of awareness of one's surroundings, typically caused by illness or trauma? Stupor, coma, or delirium? Stupor. What is the term for the type of bone fracture where the bone is broken into multiple pieces? Comminuted fracture, compound fracture, or simple fracture? Comminuted fracture. What is the term for a device that measures and records the amount of electricity used by a resident or business? Voltmeter, electric meter, or ammeter? Electric meter. What is the term for a high-ranking official in ancient Rome who was appointed to oversee a province? Consul, governor, or tribune? Governor. What is the term for the thick layer of fat found on some sea animals such as whales and seals? Pelt, carapace, or blubber? Blubber. What is the term for a significant global decrease in the size and extent of mountain glaciers and polar ice sheets? Ice age, glacial retreat, or global warming? Glacial retreat. What is the term for the lowest point of a celestial body's orbit around its host planet? Periapsis, apogee, or nadir? Periapsis. What is the term for the movement within a painting or sculpture that seems to emerge naturally from the deep shadows? Sfumato, impasto, or chiaroscuro? Chiaroscuro. What is the term for the biological classification ranking below an order but above a genus? Species, class, or family? Family. What is the term for the colorless fluid part of blood in which fat globules are suspended? Serum, plasma, or lymph? Plasma. What is the term for the study of celestial bodies and the universe as a whole? Astrology, cosmology, or astronomy? Astronomy. What is the term for a violent storm with very strong winds, especially in the western Atlantic, capable of causing significant destruction? Hurricane, tornado, or typhoon? Hurricane. What is the term for the act of stealing goods from a ship or harbor area? Smuggling, piracy, or marauding? Piracy. What is the term for the device used to measure levels of radiation? Dosimeter, Geiger counter, or spectrometer? Geiger counter. What is a term for the concept in physics and chemistry where two elements cannot be distinguished from each other by their isotopic mass alone? Isochrone, isotope, or isobar? Isobar. What is a term for the rapid spinning of a child's toy which balances on a point due to its rotational inertia? Gyro, top, or spinner? Top. What is the term for the ancient Greek cup used for drinking wine, characterized by its deep bowl and high-stemmed foot? Chalice, calyx, or amphora? Calyx. What is the term for the process of sewing two pieces of fabric together to make a garment or other article? Knitting, weaving, or stitching? Stitching. What is the term for the art of cutting decorative designs into the surface of a hard stone or shell? Inlay, intaglio, or filigree? Intaglio. What is the term for the type of digital file that compresses a photographic image without losing detail? PNG, JPEG, or GIF? JPEG. What is a term for a type of dance that originated in France, characterized by its high kicks and energetic movements? Waltz, ballet, or can-can? Can-can. What is the term for a musical instrument in the percussion family that consists of a set of tuned keys arranged in the fashion of the keyboard of a piano? Xylophone, vibraphone, or marimba? Xylophone. What is a term for the type of building structure that is constructed by interlocking stones without the use of mortar? Dry stone, cobblestone, or bricklaying? Dry stone. What is a term for the process by which a caterpillar transforms into a butterfly? Evolution, mutation, or metamorphosis? Metamorphosis. What is a term for the first 10 amendments to the United States Constitution which detail the protection of individual liberties? The Declaration of Independence, Federalist Papers, or Bill of Rights? Bill of Rights. What is a term for the sacred text of Islam which Muslims believe to be a revelation from God? The Quran, the Bible, or the Torah? The Quran. What is the term for the area of the ocean that is affected by the gravitational pull of the moon and the sun? Abyssal zone, inertidal zone, or tidal zone? Tidal zone. What is a term for a machine that converts mechanical energy into electrical energy by electromagnetic induction? Generator, turbine, or motor? Generator. What is a term for a cold-blooded vertebrate animal that breathes air but spends most of its life in water? Amphibian, reptile, or mammal? Amphibian. What is the term for the study of human societies and cultures and their development? Sociology, anthropology, or ethnology? Anthropology. What is the term for the theory in economics that suggests that reducing levels of taxation will lead to an increase in business investment? Supply-side economics, neoliberalism, or Keynesian economics? Supply-side economics. What is the term for a high-capacity optical disc format that was designed to supersede the DVD format? HD DVD, Ultra HD, or Blu-ray? Blu-ray. What is the term for the application of scientific knowledge for practical purposes, especially in industry, engineering, technology, or mechanics? Technology. What is the term for the part of the Earth's atmosphere which absorbs most of the sun's ultraviolet radiation? Stratosphere, ozone layer, or troposphere? Ozone layer. What is the term for the path followed by a projectile flying or an orbit moving under the action of given forces? Orbit, pathway, or trajectory? Trajectory. What is the term for a small, typically round cake of bread leavened with baking powder, baking soda, or sometimes yeast? Biscuit, scone, or muffin? Biscuit. What is the term for an artist or writer's workshop or studio, especially one used by the old masters? Atelier, gallery, or loft? Atelier. What is a term for a formal assessment or examination of something with the possibility or intention of instituting change if necessary? Review, audit, or inspection? Audit. What is the term for a digital display that shows the current speed of a vehicle? Speedometer, dashboard, or odometer? Speedometer. What is a term for a container with a perforated top used for sprinkling sugar or flour? A shaker, dispenser, or spreader? Shaker. What is the term for a shop or factory where workers are employed at very low wages for long hours and under poor conditions? Mill, workshop, or sweatshop? Sweatshop. What is the term for an official count or survey of a population, typically recording various details of individuals? Enumeration, census, or survey? Census. What is the term for a machine with keys for producing alphabetical and numerical characters, typically by causing ink ribbons to strike paper? Printer, teletypewriter, or typewriter? Typewriter. What is a term for a small, arboreal, tropical American monkey with a long, prehensile tail? Capuchin, howler monkey, or spider monkey? Spider monkey. What is a term for the branch of biology that deals with the relations of organisms to one another and to their physical surroundings? Zoology, ecology, or botany? Ecology. What is a term for the electric transfer of a payment directly from the account of the payer to the recipient's account? Direct deposit, electronic funds transfer, or wire transfer? Electronic funds transfer. What is a term for an area or ridge of land that separates waters flowing to different rivers, basins, or seas? Watershed, divide, or escarpment? Watershed. What is a term for an adhesive substance used for sticking objects or materials together? Cement, glue, or paste? Glue. What is a term for the device in a motor vehicle that converts toxic gases and pollutants in exhaust gas to less toxic pollutants? Muffler, catalytic converter, or turbocharger? Catalytic converter. What is a term for the study of ancient texts and literature? Paleography, epigraphy, or philology? Philology. What is a term for the period of European history at the close of the Middle Ages and the rise of the modern world? Renaissance, Enlightenment, or Reformation? Renaissance. What is a term for a professional cook, typically the chief chef, cook in a restaurant or hotel? Cook, culinary artist, or chef? The chef. I gave you a clue. What is a term for the member of a ship's crew responsible for navigating the vessel? Captain, helmsman, or navigator? Navigator. What is a term for the natural coloring matter of animal or plant tissue? Dye, pigment, or colorant? Pigment. What is a term for a style of dance music popular especially in the 20s, arranged for a large band and marked by some of the features of jazz? Swing, ragtime, or bebop? Swing. Question 100. What is a term for a device that automatically regulates temperature or that activates a device when the temperature reaches a certain point? Thermometer, thermostat, or heat sensor? A thermostat. Bonus question, which one is heavier, dry air or wet air? Let us know the answer in the comments. Thanks for playing this quiz. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.